2020 was a critical year for all of us, am I right? First, to start off, a lot of people were affected by the COVID 19 pandemic. Have you ever wondered how COVID had affected mental health? Mental health got worse at a large rate when the COVID 19 happened. After taking online classes at the beginning of March, throughout my junior year, it was a bad experience. I wouldn't do it again. I felt isolated and I didn't feel like I had no one to talk to. And it was just a bad experience. As being in quarantine, it was just a bad experience. Young people were the most affected by the COVID 19, as there is surveys and data that show this. The three main mental health factors that were alerted during the pandemic were anxiety, sleeping disorders, and insomnia. A lot of people have stress concerning a whole pandemic, which leads to worse things like suicidal and other things. A KFF health tracking poll from July 2020 also found that many adults are reporting specific negative impacts of their mental health and well-being, such as difficulty sleeping 36% or eating 32%, increases in alcohol consumption or substance use 12%. And this is explaining how that survey explained how those numbers gotten worse during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is important as it makes the points that people couldn't sleep or eat or they were using alcohol to get this stress for the COVID-19, and this is a great example. I said it goes to the four factors that affected people during that pandemic, in which it got worse. Alcohol and chronic conditions were at a lower percentage as people could not afford a lot of alcohol since people were in quarantine, so they had to find new outlets for their emotions, and which that was hard because some people had already mental health problems, and with the pandemic going on, it got to a much worse point for them. Now that we covered this statistical example, let's proceed to a peer testimony. Chris Haverford gave a statement. A lot of us think we're okay, but we're just human as anyone else. He stated this to the other ambassadors in the Zoom meeting. This is a testimony example. This example gives and explains how we were not people say that they're okay, but mentally they're not. And with this going on, it just gotten worse for them. And it was just hard communicating with others as what was going on with them in their lives. And there wasn't really a lot of communication with a lot of other people, so that even made it such worse. And it just got worse for young people, as this experience made it hard for them. And another example that shows that is there's a survey given, and it showed that people showed a lot of anxiety and depression as the COVID-19 affected that, and they were at risk for more mental health problems, as the percentages for anxiety and depression were at a high number, in which that led to for them to have a higher